this now. The city of Johannesburg has rejected Eskom's latest scheduled load shedding over this weekend. This comes after the city recently secured additional power supply capacity of 220 megawatts from the privately owned Calvin Power Station that qualifies it for an exemption from stages 1 and 2 of load shedding. On Saturday evening, the Johannesburg Executive Mayor Mpho Moerane described Eskom's planned load shedding in the city as, I quote, an unwarranted decision that cannot be left unchallenged on behalf of the people of Johannesburg. He joins us on the line for the latest on this row with Eskom. And Mpho Moerane, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Let's get into the details of that additional capacity purchase agreement. What were the terms of that agreement with Eskom?
Thank you, Dudu, for the invite, and good afternoon to the viewers of Newzroom. Yes, we have signed a power purchase agreement with Calvin Power on the 8th of June to extend the 20-year agreement for the next 2 years. Part of the agreement is that they will increase load from initially 80 to 180. We normally get 80 during off-peak, like your summer, and then we get 180 during winter, so that we have additional capacity and the tariff is cost reflective. Now, part of the agreement now has ensured that we will save the city almost 1.4 billion per annum on the new tariff, because we have tried to bring down the tariff of Calvin Power to what we pay Eskom. So that was in the main the agreement. But we also then requested them that during load shedding, can they increase their capacity to 220, and they have agreed to increase the capacity. Actually, for the last 2 weeks, we have been getting 220 megawatts from Calvin Power. Now, we wrote a letter to Eskom on the 13th of October, requesting them to be exempted from the stages 1 and 2, because you need to save 200 megawatts from Eskom. Now, in effect, that letter is requesting us to be exempted. But Eskom did not respond to us because for their own inefficiencies, if I can put it like that. We knew as the city that Eskom is not capable and does not have the capacity to give us continuous, reliable electricity supply. So they never responded to us. Yesterday, when I received a notification on my phone that Eskom is doing load shedding again, I then met with my colleagues. We said, what do we do? Because we have promised the residents of Johannesburg that now we have additional capacity. And the discussion led to us writing a media statement that we're rejecting this load shedding. That's number one, because we have enough capacity. Number two, Eskom did not respond to us timely on our request. Then, after issuing a media statement, that's the only time they decided to respond to our letter, dated the 13th, and their letter is dated the 21st. So you can see that there is no sense of urgency in Eskom on how they're treating their customers.
In that letter, what did Eskom, I apologize, sir, for the sake of time, please. In that letter, what did Eskom say? Because from what I am hearing from you, there was no commitment from Eskom saying that they will not implement load shedding as per your request. So why the outrage?
The outrage is that we wrote a letter on the 13th. We expect a response on the 14th or 15th. Getting a response on the 21st, when then they explain their load shedding, it's unfortunate. It means they are inefficient, and definitely very inefficient. And in that letter, they claim that the 120 that we're getting from Eskom is a base load that has already been counted for when they do load shedding schedules. But we say, but we're getting from a private company. We're not getting it from Eskom. Why do you include it as part of your base load? because we're getting from a private company. And that's when we as a city decided that let's look at other options, either going the legal route also or approaching NERSA, because we believe that the city is paying more than 1 billion per month for the electricity that we get from them. We believe that we are a very serious and important customer, and we should be treated as such. We can't just be treated like an ordinary municipality, a small municipality. We pay our bill on time. We expect that we get electricity because we are paying for it.
So you pay your bill on time, Mpho Moerane. The city does not owe Eskom anything.
We don't. Actually, Eskom owes us 500 million for Fine Town, for the supply we give them in Fine Town. We have never disconnected them. But we pay on time. We don't even owe them. Actually, if we owe them, then I'll fire the CEO. We will fire the CEO of City Power. But because we are efficient, the CFO gives me a report on a monthly basis that we don't owe Eskom, because we don't want to owe Eskom, we don't want to owe Rendoka, because these are the bulk suppliers of the basic needs. It is important to pay on time.
Well,
so
I have you.
A customer that is paying R1 billion a month surely must be treated with respect.
Right. Well, I have you on the line when you talk about treating people with respect who pay their bills. We do know that the billing issue in Johannesburg is quite a contentious one. So please do allow me to ask you this. How can you better manage that situation? I appreciate that you've just come into this position, but that is a sticking issue for a lot of people in Johannesburg who would like to be accorded some respect with that element.
I agree. People who are paying for their accounts must be treated with respect, 100%. We have, as a city, implemented Joburg, called the Develop Portal, that will make sure that the residents of the city interacts with the city using the portal, where you can also view, you register. It takes about two minutes. You can view your account. You can then print out if your account by registering a query on the portal. But out of 1.1 million bills we produce per month, our queries are sitting at 6,000. We believe 6,000 is a lot, but it's only an average of 1 to 2% of what we produce. But we want to have 0 queries on our bills, and we're working towards that. We had a company that was running our platform. We are now changing. We are bringing more capacity, and we are upskilling our employees to make sure that we deal with our queries cameras. We believe that the people who are paying for their services must be treated with respect. We must attend to their queries on time. We must resolve their queries sharply, and the bills must be accurate.
Thank you very much to the Johannesburg Executive Mayor, Mpho Moerane.